All right, friends, it's T-Man. We're going to do another reaction video to Blaha's video. The gym lifting, recruiting, fitness, gear slave himself, Blaha. So Blaha says the key to getting insanely strong. Oh, I can't wait to hear this one. The key to getting insanely strong. Okay.
What is the #1 secret to getting insanely strong? Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I thought I would chat.
What's the #1 secret, bro, to get insanely strong? Think about that for a second.
You guys and gals a little bit about this today. Really, the key is to do 1 to 3 reps, okay?
No, it's not. It's to build muscle. If you build muscle, you'll get insanely strong. It's not to do reps. Reps don't make you strong, but anyways, whatever.
And when I say that, I don't mean that that's where all your training needs to be. This is where people make the mistake on that. Okay? They make a big mistake and they think, oh, we can just come in and do a bunch of triples and go home and everything will be good. Well, no, that's not what we're talking about. In fact, if you do too much of that, it's just going to beat you up.
Oh, okay.
Right, it's going to beat you up. Stuff I've learned over the years the hard way to some extent, and I've done stuff like 10 sets of 3 and everything. But what I have found personally over the years, doing more than about 3 to 4 sets in a workout of anything in that rep range is actually problematic, especially if you're going to train with any sort of real frequency. But those singles, those doubles, those triples, those exercises, that is what will maximize your strength development. It'll also kind of bias.
Those exercises will maximize your strength effort. What exercise builds muscle? Eccentric exercise builds muscle. Okay, concentric does not build muscle. He's still doing concentric exercises. Man, building your muscles is not based on performance, bro. Get it? Bodybuilding is not based on performance.
You're training towards a little better myofibrillar growth. Okay. Okay. We need to be clear on that.
Myofibrillar growth happens in the eccentric exercise. That's where it happens. It's really simple, bro.
This is where you get your neural drive. But
yeah, you get a lot of neural drive in the eccentric exercises because it could take heavier loads, way heavier loads.
You do need to get jacked, and I think that point has to be brought home over and over and over and over.
I wouldn't disagree. You should get, built. Definitely makes you super strong, that's for sure.
And again, I get a lot of guys who are like, oh, we don't need the volume, we don't need the accessory work. But that's what they did at Westside, and they produced 100 world record holders. Okay, and you have to keep in mind, it's going to make your big lifts safer. In other words, you're going to have less overuse problems. If you're coming in,
okay, if you say so,
doing a bunch of accessory work or bodybuilding work to just get jacked, to just get big, okay?
Yeah. So how do you get jacked? How do you just get big? I know. Fake it, right? Like Blaha. Blaha's not even big. He's not even jacked.
By the way, guys, you guys are watching me do this stuff. I'm 48 years old. I'm not some kid doing this stuff at this point. All right.
Yeah, you could have fooled me. I thought he was like fucking 87 years old. Christ. I had no idea that you were 48 or 47 or whatever you're talking about here.
This is a 500-pound box squat on a 12-inch box with no sleeves. Okay? Wow. So there's your context for some of this, okay? You need to get big, but you need to get big to do this stuff, all right? Now, when I say working in the 1 to 3 rep range, I mean it needs to be clean lifts like this, right? No cheating, none of that, no nonsense, just getting in and getting the work done. Same thing, those deadlifts were actually back off sets after my heavy single. Those are not actually super heavy triples for me, okay? But again, right here afterwards, you see me then doing some speed.
I like him bobbing his crazy head there. He's like, yeah. 1 rep. One rep is not enough to cause any micro damage. Huh.
Work against chains. All right? Come in and we do some doubles and things. All right? This is the idea. Doing a little bit of
Nothing that he does here is really focused on eccentric work. That's what gets you big and jacked. So if eccentric gets you big and jacked, right, it's associated with myofibrillar growth, or sarcomere number of muscle fibers, myofibrillar growth, okay? And concentric is not associated with it. And why does he keep doing concentric work and he does no eccentric work? Because I don't see it. Remember, eccentric can take astronomically high loads. So why isn't he doing that? See what I mean? He doesn't do anything. He talks, but he doesn't do any of that.
Assistance work, a little bit of back off work sometimes also fine for heavy explosiveness, but it needs to be with good.
None of these steroid people out there do that because they continued in their behavior. They failed, and then they took a steroid, and then they just got pumped. They got pumped jacked, faked jacked, doing the same exercises. That's ridiculous. If it failed naturally, it will fail even on steroids. You understand me? That's why when they go after steroids, all their phony gains go away. Because if it was real, if you went off your steroids, then it would be there. See what I mean? But only if a steroid could build a muscle by itself. That would be amazing. If it could do the eccentric lifts for you without you doing it, you stay home and send the steroids to the gym to do it for you. Repetitive, like really high intensity workouts, which are astronomically taxing on the body, on you too, to do that. Heavy loads, eccentric loads. See what I mean? They don't do any of that. They go to the gym, these steroid people, they continue in the same behavior. The only thing it does is it enhances their performance to lift a weight. So what do? They keep lifting. They keep doing concentric lifts, which is the opposite of eccentric. See what I mean? So what are they building there? Nothing. Everybody knows that pushing weight, squeezing your muscles constantly, squeezing them, pumping them and squeezing them is just sarcoplasmic, bro. Get it? Especially on steroids, because it preserves energy in your body. So you're just faking it.
Right? We need to do all this stuff this way, but the majority of your work should be volume, right? You should be coming in getting big. And when I say volume work, I'm not telling you to do stuff.
No, bodybuilders do not do volume work. We're not endurance athletes. We're not performers. Endurance, it's not even a sport. I told you. We don't do volume work. You understand me? If you come in every day working out, you'll fail. You'll never make it as a natural. And a guy comes in and he takes steroids and he comes in and works out every day. He's gonna get big. You know what I mean? Which you'll equate as being jacked, but he's not really jacked. He's just filled with glycogen and shit, and he's fat with glycogen. That's the only difference. And he's taking a drug, which does make you appear a certain way and gives you a forced production to lift something heavy. That's all heavier.
10 on the back squat. All right, it's not what I'm telling you to do. I'm talking about coming in and doing, some incline benching. I'm talking about doing some dumbbell presses. I'm talking about extensions. I'm talking about pull-ups, rows, reverse hypers, good mornings, leg machines.
What about all those? You could do all of those. They're mostly concentric. You could do all those, but guess what? Zero growth, bro. Get it? See what I mean? You have to focus on heavy loads. Eccentric, it's kind of obvious. Science tells you everywhere. But you know what? Listen, you don't have to listen to me. Continue in your behavior and keep failing. Get it? Be a failure. Be like everybody else in the gym. You know that? Look, I'm a small, strong guy lifting a heavy weight. Okay, in the opposite direction. Yeah, sure.
Split squats, curls, lateral raises, overhead pressing, all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
You need to get jacked.
Yeah.
If you want to raise your strength.
See, that's the problem with concentric. People are like, well, but I look cool doing concentric. Okay, look cool. Do the concentric. Make a show for everybody. Gyms are not for show. But people think it's about show, right? And I see these people, they do these concentric lifts, heavy. They go on cable machines. They push down on it for their triceps, the whole stack, and they're like, "Rrr." They squeeze their muscles at the bottom and then they bring it up. They always start at the midpoint. They never start all the way at their shoulders and go down. They always start in the middle and then they just push down. They start in the middle, push down, middle, push down. there's no eccentric there at all. It's just pushing. They're pushing partial reps in the concentric form. Everybody in the gym. Their bench presses, their triceps, hip thrusts, fucking their squats. What else? Just about every exercise I've seen them do. Their bicep curls, their shoulder flies, their presses, man, everything. Their back rows. It's all concentric work. There's barely any eccentric there at all. And so they keep failing and they keep pushing and pumping, hoping by, well, maybe we'll gain a muscle in 20 years or 30 years. Yeah. Like Blaha, he's still wishing he's going to build a muscle. One day it'll build, doing concentric work. And guess what? It tells you that there's a loss of muscles doing concentric work, but you gain muscle doing eccentric. So there you go. You're even losing muscle doing concentric work. Get it? You're skating uphill. You understand skating uphill?
You do need to get jacked. And all that stuff is going to let you build the muscle. Everyone's like, but you can build muscle on the really heavy work.
I don't know if you do have to get jacked, but you should get that. It's good to get jacked. You don't have to, but it's good. Now he says you have to do excessively heavy work.
You can, but how much of it are you going to do? And you're going to...
If you do heavy concentric work, you'll fail. That's why you're all failing. You understand me? You're all failing. That's why I got the stronger, but I can't get the bigger, because it doesn't get you bigger. It makes you smaller. Ha 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 ha.
Still grow slower if that's all you do, and you do enough of it that you can recover from it without getting beat into the ground.
Yeah, how's that working for Blaha? Look, I told you before, all the load here with the chains, this stupid chain thing, you need it in the opposite direction. You need the chains to come down and put all the load on the eccentric. But he puts all the load on the concentric, and there's no load on the eccentric. If anything, he takes the load off of the eccentric. So now it's become what? Exercise. It's nothing. There's no eccentric load here. So there's zero growth.
You're going to grow slower. Am I telling you you can't get bigger from a 3x3 bench press? No. Back, you guys.
No, you're not going to get big from a 3x3 bench press because you're doing concentric work.
See me doing a clip here, and here me doing a triple on a bench. That was one of my 3x3s on a bench, 315.
Oh, yeah.
But I also did incline afterwards. Okay?
Oh, he did he? Wow, okay.
Did incline barbell afterwards, and then dumbbells. And dumbbells were set to 12 plus. So again, you'll notice there I do like a 7-rep set on the incline. That's it. You'll see it up here in the clip. From the same workout. Then you'll see me doing like a 13-rep dumbbell incline after. Same workout.
Wow, yeah, same workout, okay.
Right? We need to do all this volume.
Imagine working out and then eating pancakes and maple.
Do all this volume. Need to do all this volume. In fact, I do like 12 sets for lats in the week. Pull-ups, different types of rows, and do curls and stuff after.
See, here's the thing. You can't do any volume when you do eccentric work. It's impossible. Want to know why? Because the moment you do enough eccentric work, you'll get muscle damage. You'll be damaged. You won't be able to do anything. The first 4 days, you'll be in so much pain. You're not going to want to do anything. So that's an indicator that you did a good job in damaging the muscle fibers. If you're hurting for the next couple of days and stuff, you leave the gym like really hurting, you know you've accomplished. But if you're doing high volume work, you're never going to get that pain or anything because it's based on concentric work here. That's what volume is based on, concentric. It means that, and your eccentric is already adapted if you're doing high volume work coming in every day like Blaha, 6 days a week, lifting, building muscles. They don't build every single day in a gym. They don't build lifting. Listen, they don't build lifting concentrically every single day in the gym, doing high volume. Whatever the hell he's doing here. It's just a waste of time, man. You're all wasting your time. You're all skating uphill, man.
All right? We have to do this stuff if we want to get strong without getting hurt.
If you want to get strong, you have to do this stuff, broski. Get it? Yeah.
Okay, so you need to get big. You need to get jacked. You really need to train like a bodybuilder most of the time. All the best coaches have known this
You need to get big. You need to get jacked, broski.
for a long, long time. But at least I want to have people lasting.
Oh, yeah.
Louis Simmons told you that. Matt Winning tells you that.
Matt Winning told you that. All these guys told you that. And Matt Winning is a loser. All these guys are losers. You understand me? That's why they believe in their program so much. That's why they have to take steroids. Matt Winning saw my old videos on sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, and then he went nuts talking to everybody about sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. Then he went over to, like, what was it? Michael Hearn, sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, and la 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 la. Michael Hearn doesn't give a shit about anything. He doesn't care about that he's filled with cooties. His muscles are filled with cooties and shit and bullshit and gumballs and fucking garbage. Doesn't give a shit about anything. He does what's best for him. He pays him money. He's in the fitness industry. Doesn't give a shit. He just lives to impress people, and he takes drugs to look good. That's it. It's cosmetic, okay? To impress people. That's what it's all about. That's what Weeder told him. Weeder told him, never take your shirt off if you look bad. Only take it off when you look good. They're watching you all the time. They're scrutinizing you. So people will never find him, not doing certain lifts, like particular lifts, lifting really bad or light or some bullshit, and looking bad. That's all. He's smart. That's all. If you listen to Weeder, and he's smart. He's smart, Michael Hearn. Even if he is stupid, but he's smart enough to know to fake people out, okay? And pretend and tell you, hey, I'm naughty. I don't do anything. Yeah, sure. Even though his exercises are frivolous, they're not based on eccentric load. Go watch his exercises. They're all concentric. Concentric is not associated with muscle growth. So how did Michael Hearn build his body? Why does he look so jacked if he never does eccentric loading? See what I mean? Heavy eccentrics. There you go.
About Michael Hearn, he even tells you that. He does his power bodybuilding. Is Mike strong?
Power bodybuilding means doing a lot of concentric work, heavy. That's what he does. That's not based on myofibular growth. Everybody knows muscles grow with eccentric exercises, extremely heavy load in the eccentric. And then it gets harder and harder. And you have to keep increasing the eccentric load heavier and heavier. You understand me? To keep going, because it's more resilient from further assaults, because it's getting stronger. It's building bigger and stronger to be resilient from getting busted.
Yeah, and he's jacked. He's crazy jacked. The dude has a ridiculous physique, let alone for his age.
Yeah, okay, he's crazy jacked. How did he get there? He took steroids. So if you want to look fakely jacked like fucking Michael Hearn, just take what he's doing. Just do what he's doing. Take steroids. And continue in that failure lifting. And you'll always be a failure, because steroids, they don't build muscles. See what I mean? They don't build muscles, bro.
But then when he gets some weight on the bar, he can hang with me on the lower body, and on pressing, he just destroys me.
Sure.
The guy makes me look weak on pressing.
Man, he destroys you because you suck. That's why. He's smarter than you, man. He takes really good steroids. I don't know what the fuck you're taking. He takes good juice and shit and whatever else. That's what.
Look at his chest and triceps. Okay, that's why. I can hang with him on lower body. I can't hang with him on the pressing. But you look at that size, that is why. Look at his arms, look at his chest.
See, listen to what Blah says. I can't compete with him in the pressing. Well, we're not pressing. We're lowering. See, in bodybuilding, real bodybuilding, we're lowering. We're not pressing. If you're pressing, that's associated with loss of sarcomeres. If you're lowering, that's associated with what? More sarcomere number in muscle fibers. See what I mean? That's how you know it's all fake.
Okay, and he's injury-free. Now let that sink in.
Is he injury-free? I don't know. Maybe he has injured himself, but he never said anything. Who the fuck knows? Yeah, but he doesn't do anything astronomically crazy in his pressing exercises, which don't do anything, just impress people. It's based on performance again. Looking good on video.
Watch a guy 50 plus years old incline bench 405 with no injuries. That muscle is protected.
Yeah, he's not benching 405. The steroids are, because he injects steroids to bench 405. If you have to inject steroids to bench 405, it's because you're a loser. Get it? But again, the difference between him and the average person is he makes money doing that shit, bro. Come on. He's a fitness influencer slave.
Building all that support musculature keeps you from getting hurt, and it also keeps
No,
you.
it doesn't. He never built any musculature. He just presses weight, okay, to impress people so that he can recruit lifting slaves, all right, and entertain lifting slaves. Get it? That's his business. That's how he gets paid.
From getting beat up. All that hypertrophy work carries over to your strength, but it doesn't destroy you. Okay, you need to be doing stuff like you see me do here. I'm not going to come in and try to do 10 triples on the bench or 12 triples on the bench. Right? I'm going to do 3 triples, 3 heavy sets, and I'm done for the week. I'm not going to bench again.
Yeah, okay.
Do a bunch of rep work on the incline, though. Do some pullovers, do some flies, right? And build your chest through all these other methods. But to really maximize the strength itself, because you do need to get jacked like that, but to maximize the strength, you do need the heavy work. That is where the strength comes from. Like, that is how you peak out the strength that you have. It's also how you bias your training in a certain way to be denser, harder, better myofibular growth. You can start with those 1 to 3 rep sets. Start your workouts there. Then do all your hypertrophy work. It completely changes the nature of the workout from just pump work. Okay? Completely changes the nature of it.
What are you talking about? He's doing pump work. Changes the nature. Da 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 da. This is so fake, man. Listening to fake people talk. It's all pump work, bro.
Again, there's debates on that, but a lot of researchers out there
what's the
do
debate?
kind of agree. They think that it's going to go further in that direction. We are
What is?
eventually going to see real differences in myofibular versus sarcoplasmic ratios, and it's probably
Yeah? How are you going to see differences in sarcoplasmic versus myofibular versus sarcoplasmic ratios doing concentric work? That's why you're getting more sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. And when you go off the steroids, guess where all the gains go? Bye-bye. You're just taking steroids to maintain fucking the sarcoplasm. You understand me, man? Artificial muscle growth. Fucking fluid in your muscle. You're maintaining fluid in your muscle with a steroid. That's crazy. That's really stupid.
going to be from the heavy work. Okay, so we're biasing
Probably from all the heavy work. Yeah, it's heavy concentric work, which is not associated with muscle growth.
in that direction. Plus, it just makes your lighter work more efficient. Right? Pre-active.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Look, I still have some crazy people that write me in my comment section, in my comment section under my videos, especially this one guy from England. Wow, he fucking, I don't even know if he watches my videos or what the fuck. He might watch a few seconds and then he comments like crazy shit. Like he just writes like a whole fucking book in there all the time. I think he's nuts, actually. Maybe he's nuts, man. Or he just writes stupid shit all the time. Whatever. I don't know. What can you do, man? You can't help everybody. You know, you get the crazies that come. They'll write you on your comment section, but I never block anybody. I don't really care. You know, I don't give a shit.
And we get better muscle fiber recruitment from the rep work if we go heavy first. So this is really the key. It is starting your workouts with the really heavy work, and I don't mean heavy, oh, you can do 5-6 reps. I'm talking 1 to 3 rep range, and they need to be heavy. That is what's going to create.
See? 1 to 3 rep range. They need to be heavy. That's what's going to create what?
That ability to move big weights, and it needs to be clean.
See, that's your ability to move big weights. No. Your ability to move heavier and heavier weight is based on the eccentric lifts. The heavier you go, the more muscle you'll gain. It's like this. The more heavier loads in the eccentric form, the bigger you'll get, because you'll be able to tap into the weaker, deeper, weaker muscle fibers, and they'll get damaged, and then they have to adapt by growing bigger and stronger all the time. That's the point.
In good form on that stuff. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say.
Of course, it may not look the most impressive, because people will probably think that, well, people might say you're ego lifting by lowering those heavy loads in the partial eccentric concentric form. You know, you're not going to just sit there and do completely eccentric loading, get it? Like, somebody's going to lift it for you, just going to drop it on the floor. That's just stupid stuff. You're not going to do that. It has to be repetitive action. You still need a little bit of concentric just to get it going, but it can't. You're never going to do a full concentric in an eccentric load, because it's too heavy. And so, yeah, like I said, people might think you're ego lifting. I don't know. They might not understand what you're doing there, because they're not familiar with eccentric loading. They're not familiar. Nobody in the gym does heavy eccentrics. Look around the gym. If you walk around any common gym, man, everybody's doing what? They're all pushing the weight in the opposite direction. It's all concentric work. And even if they have some eccentric with their concentric work, I told you, it's adapted, it's too light. You understand me? If the weight is going up to the top heavy, it going down is too light now. So there's no loading. There's no load. You understand me? And so that's why everybody fails in gyms. All these people are failing. All these natties, they always look the same. They never change. Their body never changes. And then people always freak out when they see me, because I change drastically. Why do I change drastically? My body changes all the time. And I don't come in often to a gym. I don't work out. I hardly ever work out, because the first thing I do when I come to a gym, I focus on damaging my muscles. That's all I want to do. I don't go there to impress people in a gym, to show them, look how much I can do in the concentric lift form, or I just want to look good, right? Because it makes me look good. So I should exercise. So I should be a failure. And so that's why I love it when people look at me in the gym. And every week I come in once a week. Every week I come in once a week, and I just look more jacked, more stronger, more jacked. You know what I mean? And then you get the whispers. Oh, everybody thinks they have the special exercise. Oh, steroids, and then they start, whispering steroids and da 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 da. I love it. You understand me? But they're not really particularly paying attention as to what it is I'm doing. Some do look over, but they don't really pay attention. They don't notice that I'm doing super heavy eccentric loads. That's my form of exercise, because that's what builds muscle. Get it? Concentric doesn't build muscle. That's why everybody fails. If anything, it makes you lose muscle. See what I mean? So it does everything the opposite of what you're trying to accomplish in a gym. So why are you still doing it and failing? Get it?
On that today, I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals.
Yeah, it's informative when here's the thing. If people are stupid, then they'll listen to Blaha, because there are stupid people out there. And they'll believe everything that Blaha tells them. See what I mean? But the science has already laid down what builds muscle. It tells you everywhere. And so they ignore the science. Want to know why? The real science. I'm not talking about studies. I'm talking about when science tells you the difference between eccentric and concentric. What's the difference? One is based on loss of muscle. The other one's based on you gain muscles. The eccentric, you gain muscles. But the other one is associated with loss. So why would you continue in that behavior? See what I mean? And so all these people do are cry, make up stories about natties, fake natties, natty or not. They get nuts, they get crazy. Want to know why? Because none of them ever thought that, it's the eccentric heavy loads. Like Alpha Destiny, he's continued in that behavior forever. That's why I know he's a fake natty. Want to know how I know he's a fake natty? Because Alpha Destiny never did any heavy eccentric loads. All of his exercises were are based on concentric lifting, looking good, entertaining people in gyms. Go look at his videos. Everybody says that crazy guy lifting heavy weight. See what I mean? And even if he took some juice, let's say he took some juice to lift heavy. He took some steroids or whatever, some juice to lift. He didn't take a lot. Maybe he took a little bit. But a lot of it's concentric work, okay? See what I mean? So he's not stupidly jacked because maybe he's not eating enough carbohydrates. I don't know. All right? But I can't tell you for sure. But anyways, he is good at concentric lifting. But concentric lifting doesn't make you big and strong. You understand me? And it'll always feel heavy, the weight, even though he's pulling weight on his little body. It'll always feel really bad. It'll feel really bad all the time. It doesn't feel light because you have a small body. It feels light when you have a big body and you lift a weight, but it'll always feel heavy to him when he lifts it because it'll cause stress on his body. It causes stress on a little frame, that little frame of his. See what I mean? And so that's going to cause him to age astronomically. That's why he's getting so old. So lifting slave, bro. I'll see you in the next one. You tell me what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. See you in the next one. Ciao, dude.